soos 'n hartseer song op vinyl. Voor jy juig en voor skares wil buig, wen eers 'n quarterfinal. En ons leef en ons sing, beker hy stoel gebring, in your head, we are frightening. Hulle draai en probeer ons defense penetreer, in your head, we are frightening. I seen your head, in your head, Rasi, Rasi, Rasi. I seen your head, in your head, Rasi, Rasi, Rasi. Oh. Die ure het mooi strukture en sing ook glad nie sleg nie. Kom opdreef waar die springbok leef en hy gaan ook nie gou weg nie. En ons kram en ons rak en ons tackle hulle fakt, in your head, we are frightening. Ons is groot en vol vleis en ons chip en ons chase, in your head, we are fighting. I seen your head, in your head, Rasi, Rasi, Rasi. I seen your head, in your head, Rasi, Rasi, Rasi.
Oh, Chad, baby. Friday. Biggie Rasi, Biggie DDP. Oh.
Hallo aan my luister, die championship gaan jy soos 'n prop by die bottle champions feet, soos 'n vloerlap oor die canvas skiet, jou met 'n nat tappekat na die stand, so stuur die diere hier. Vars uit die bos, so wees maar bang, want die man so kos, hy kan maar los, hy gaan doet sy tandjies floss, en met haar rechterhand daar die mat toe pos, hy trots Suid-Afrika, brok orange uit, en as hy klim in die ring, is het klaar verby, as hy jou laat rust, bel, dan klaar by my, die pis is lang kon vol, bro, hy klaar gery, hy klaar gekry, en jou tyd is om, en as hy jong omrol, dan bar sy bom, hy is ijskoud, so pas op, bel die blizzard kom, om jou te knak, soos 'n vuur, warm vizzard, chom. Sit jou hande in die lucht van die championship. Klip hard gepakt soos 'n baksteen mier. Gaan jou klein opvou soos 'n stuk papier. Sal jou met een klap na die mat te stuur. Almal vinnig, gou-gou, skarrel in. Kom verwelkom, nie welkom, warrelwind. Klap jou so hard dat jy terug in jou karre klim. As hy net 'n fokke vallen. Stop it, Tina. All right. Yeah, we're back, baby. I'm a buck style. South Africa. Santi. This one is for you. Let's go. Asiba Sabi. Siaba Fu. Asiba Sabi.
Hey, they wrote us off the last time. Hey, what us moile bafana. Siyahamba manje se France. So bakhombisa lapho. Yeah. We're taking the load shedding for France, boy. Lights down when we land. Lights down when we touch down. Yeah. Let's go, Bok. But bim bim. Switch off the lights, boy. Everybody see you, Chavez. Everybody see you, Chavez. Everybody see you, Chavez. Oh, what the good of the Ghana. Ay, oh, the Ghana. Everybody good of the Ghana. Ay, oh, the Ghana. Everybody good of the Ghana. He never tried.
All right, ladies and gents. Hope you guys are ready. It is Friday in the Bay. All right. Chad, how's everyone feeling this morning? Bonang, good morning, my brother. The man is looking fresh. Man is looking like he's on business here.
Good morning, Chris.
Standing on business this morning. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Chad, I've got my
Thank
Bok
you.
jersey on here.
Smooth.
All right.
That jersey, I saw it on movies, Chris.
Ah, you saw this on movies.
Yeah, I saw it on movies, I'm
Hey.
telling you. Smooth stuff.
Chad, Bok Friday. We've got Drickus on Sunday. And Chad, this is a old school jersey. This is an old school jersey. No, literally from old school. So we are kitted out here with the Bok Nikes. So Bok Drip Friday. Brian, I don't even want to hear if you. Please don't tell me you bet against Drickus. This fight has got me nervous. Hey. Chris, you look like one of those gents in a High School Musical. No, Chad, I went to go and watch a few of Kamzat's fights, and yeah, I was a little nervous, but I think Drickus has got a very, very good chance. A very, very, very good chance. Just want to get things ready here for us. I think it's got a very decent. Alrighty. Chad, but as always, before we start here, we're going to pray. Bonang, I'm going to ask you to do us the honors this morning, my brother, for the penultimate round. We are doing the MacBook draw this afternoon, so you still have chance to get some of your entries in. Even if you did not have an account before today, and if you get an account now, and you even place one trade, that is an entry for you. So please go and check it out. I think Rixie will drop it now in the chat. So you guys have there's still a couple of hours left to get yourself entered for the MacBook giveaway. We will officially be giving it away today. Finally, this thing has been sitting next to me. I've been tempted to open it up. There's it. I don't know.
I also saw it that time. Fresh.
If Bonang for some reason wins it, Chad, that's a valid entry for Bonang. All I'm saying, we'll do the draw live, but all I'm saying is Bonang was also entered. Okay, so
yeah, so
we can't enter.
I'm going to also open a trade again now. Let's see what happens.
If I win it, Chad, then Chad, that's how it rolls. That's how it rolls. All I'm saying, but I'll re-roll it if I win it. I hope I can win it. Okay. Remember, Richard, you can't win it.
Even me, I'm hoping and praying. Let's see.
Hey, all right, Chad. But let's get going. It's Friday. Bonang, will you open us up there with a prayer, my brother?
All right, let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Lord, we come into your holy presence this hour, this morning, Lord. We thank you for the gift of life. We are healthy, strong, and sound mind, not because of our doing, but because of the doing of the Lord. We pray, Father, that you continue being good to us in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Continue providing food in our table, and continue, Father, helping us to be strong and help others in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Support us to help others in the mighty name of Jesus. Lord, we pray as it is Friday today, the end of the week, we pray, Father, we started well. We pray for a perfect ending of this week again in the name of Jesus Christ. May your power, your Holy Spirit, and your presence be with us. Your angels guide us. Whatever that we shall do, me and my brother Chris, this hour, this morning, shall be influenced by the Spirit of the Lord. Father, we pray also that whosoever joins us shall also be impacted, and may their lives also change, Father, by default. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen, Chad. There we go. Let's get going. It is Friday. We still have 2 trading sessions left. Springboks only playing tomorrow. DDP is only fighting on Sunday. But we still have work to do here. So let's quickly look at what is on deck for Friday. Quite a big deck of data coming out of the US a little bit later. Retail sales. We also have got the MCSI. That's going to be a big one. So quite a bit of volume still coming through. Putin meeting is happening later tonight. So kindly note that these streams are purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. But I would suggest not to hold any positions over the weekend, as this meeting happening in Alaska between Trump and Putin, there could be, it could go either way, okay? What you could see is if this thing with Russia and Ukraine gets resolved, you could see gold dropping significantly. You could see indices rallying heavy on Monday. You can even see gaps up, but if this thing goes south and there's further sanctions, and let's say it's an aggressive meeting where Trump comes out with more aggressive sanctions against Russia, and so Chad, not the weekend to be holding positions till Monday. It could go either way, okay? So I just want to let you guys know about that. On the daily, let's quickly look at a dollar. Dollar had a very nice comeback yesterday. Nice, strong, bullish engulfing off that level we had marked out earlier in the week. And what are we looking for today? So for today, still very interesting. We are somewhat stepping down. As you can see, that is a level where we previously, just bring this down a little bit. That was a previous broken support structure, and now we are currently finding resistance there. So smack bang in the center of this range right here. So this thing can go either way. Okay, so it is relatively neutral. I even think the weekly is sitting, okay, no, the weekly is still somewhat bearish, but We're sitting in the middle of this range, and price could go either way. Looking at this bullish engulfing candle, I would expect the dollar to get some continuation to the upside. However, we have already rejected that area. We already rejected Asia lows back at the EQ. So I'm going to say for any type of bullish continuation to the upside, we're going to need to get above this zone. Okay. Anything bullish would need to happen above there. Otherwise, we will continue with this trend. But I think once we're back inside the Asia range, we can see some bullishness. Okay. US 30 continuing with its run to the upside. And no bottom wick on this daily. Very, very interesting. We've broken out to all new all-time highs. Let me just make sure that is new all-time highs. Beautiful to see. We are bullish. No bottom wick. It is Friday. If you look at the weekly candle, we are going to make somewhat of a top wick. Are we going to start here? I don't know when we're going to start with that top wick, but currently it is super, super bullish. I told you guys from here that I'm bullish, and also if you go and watch the early analysis this week, we said ultimately that is the level that we want to reach. Okay, so we're on our way there. We're already there. And what are we looking for now? The previous daily high is not even in play here. This is new all-time highs. Where do we start to reject? I don't know. This thing is going to the upside. One thing I would say is if you want to take an aggressive counter trend play, your average daily range up there we can start to look for something. Point of control all the way down there, already up 0.5%. So I'm going to be monitoring that area. If we reject it, I'm going to take a sneaky little short to try and take this a little bit back into the range for that retest of that area up there. NASDAQ cooling a little bit. It was previously NASDAQ running all-time highs and now cooling a little bit. One thing I want to note on NASDAQ is every time we looked like we found some type of resistance, NASDAQ just finds a way to give one more push to the upside. So you'll see every time we had two consecutive bearish daily candle closures, we had a bullish day thereafter. So NASDAQ for me is a little tricky for the fact that we are super bullish. Technically, we should be bearish on the day. Okay, the reason I say that is we've got a confirmed resistance up here, but we are still above this resistance structure there. So this could just be a pause for today's daily candle to do something like this. Okay, today's daily candle can close bullish like that, and then obviously next week we'll see where we are. So I've marked out that area. That area is going to be super critical for this morning, and you can already see that we are starting to hold outside of that zone. So for me, the only way I can short NASDAQ today, I just want to quickly get that previous daily high level in for us. Just get that level in there. Okay. The only way that I can short NAS is either if we start trading back below this area, all right, something like this, or if we start rejecting that previous daily high. Okay. Other than that, this thing is bullish for me while we hold above that zone, and we will see where she goes. Gold, let's check gold quickly here on the daily. Daily for me is bearish. Okay, it is bearish. Yesterday I was bearish. Today I'm also bearish. We've got a nice broken structure down here. We are still, this is still the primary leg for me. If you look at price, that's still the primary leg. So this is all very corrective to the downside. If you look at the amount of time it took us to correct, not even 30%. I know it's 50%. If you look at the time it took us to correct this move and the time it took us to go to the upside, you'll see that this is your secondary move. So gold at any stage can have a massive up day. But as it stands for the day, I am bearish while we hold below this daily zone where we are right here. Okay, so if we can hold below this level, shorts will look good. Your point of control is also setting up here. Yes, there's your point of control, Asia highs. So while we hold below this level, beautiful, price can continue lower. Then we're going to monitor the daily flip. Then we're going to monitor Asia lows. And then ultimately we will monitor the next daily zone, which is sitting... just sitting down there. Let me just quickly mark this out there. Okay. So very simple for gold. Projections there, that is not your previous daily high. I just want to mark out the previous daily low, then I'm almost done. I don't know what Keegan, felt like Keegan ate with the mouse yesterday. Keegan, what did you... This mouse is sticky, my G. This Keegan chomping on a... Okay, there we go. And then ultimately previous daily low. And then last but not least, DAX already running away. Beautiful trade yesterday on the buys. No bottom wick on this daily candle. Makes it a little bit tricky. Not giving you any chance, but beautiful, beautiful move there yesterday on the daily. Today is bullish. However, I cannot trade at the weekly high and the daily high and the session high. So what I am looking at is this zone up here. All right, if we reject, we can come back. No bottom wick, but for me, this thing is done. We took our trade there yesterday from the lows. Beautiful move playing out there. Nice point of control test. Shorts are the aggressive move from here back into this point of control level, and then your daily flip is also on your Asia low level. So nothing that I really like here. This is a little bit of a counter trend play. You could get hurt, but we'll see where she goes. And that is my analysis for you guys. Just want to get Bonang on here. Bonang, over to you, my brother.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much. All right, we are having this US30 2Gs. Wonderful. Let me see, who's this? Hits like a truck. You must inbox me on Instagram for a lifetime mentorship access to the mathematics, please. You are the first to type 2Gs. God bless you for that. Right, let's go on now. What we are seeing here on the screen is the mathematics, guys. This is the chart of US30. Yo, it has been such a tough one. Nevertheless, I had decided to now then kill all my trades. And like, remember yesterday before the closure of the market or this of the stream, I said there's a likelihood that we bounce from here and push all the way up like that. So definitely I killed my trade somewhere here. And nevertheless, remember I had a sell here, I had a sell here, and I had a sell here. So I took losses here and then at least small there. That's what happened on this. So definitely this was a losing stake for me here. Now, looking at the market today, guys, there is not enough data as to trade today. But there's something that I love mostly in this kind of a scenario like this today. As you're seeing, this is US30 on your screen. As it is like this, the market is rallying towards the already happened change, right? This is what the mathematics does. It always points to exactly where the price is going. So whatever that you are seeing here is just fluctuation to fulfill whatever that has happened. So what's next now? We're expecting this price to then decline from where it is sitting, right? Now, what am I going to do this hour? I'm expecting this price to push at least with the opening to hit that buy TP. As soon as we hit that buy TP, then I am going to start to look for sales. So I have sell limits that are sitting just at that price here, right? That's where I am sitting with sell limits. There is a possibility that this price may not reach that target. You know why? Because according to the mathematics today, we are bearish, though there is a little bit of volume. So we are bearish today, but I would love to see price fulfilling levels and then declining from there. So I'm expecting this price to go all the way up. Now, nevertheless, if you are If I have a lot of money, but now you see this kind of losses that I have here, that is risky for me now. So I'm having a scenario where if price does not reach that point, then this level here becomes my selling level. Remember, I'm not interested in the past. I'm always interested in the future. So here becomes my selling zone today. Selling zone at this area. This is between or before 45,385. So that's my selling zone. If I'm to enter a sell now, I'm going to, markets are open.
All right, Chad, markets are open and in motion. This is the penultimate round of the week. Round 9, ding, ding, ding.
Round 1, fight.
Let's go.
So in this scenario, I am going to, there's something that is telling me that I must sell right there. Market execution there. You see, at that point, I'm also accommodating the fact that there is a possibility of a drawdown just a little bit, and then we can now decline. But what if we don't reach that price? What happens? Then I will miss this movement to the down. So I'm entering now at a very small scale with accommodation that, you know what, we may go a bit higher before then we decline. So I have sell limits and market executed trade this morning, right? So basically, that's US30 for you. Now, what is my target? Listen, very, very careful. Listen, very, very careful. Allow me to remove these red things here, and then so that my levels can be a bit clearer. I want to show you something based on how I do this, based on my approach. So currently, the market is doing what I call illegal moves. Usually, whenever you hear me talking about illegal moves, I'm talking about the market has left my trading zone, which is my high and my low, or my support and my resistance. So currently price is outside, very, very further away, but I do understand why it's doing that. It's because of this price up there. So for me, this illegal move is almost aligning to what should have happened day before yesterday. Now it's being fulfilled today, or that's what we can say. The price is a bit late. More, you are making noise more, right? And then more. Thank you. Oh, all right. So this is it. As it is an illegal move, but it's almost similar to a legal move, which is something, it's a delayed movement, right? Which was supposed to happen on the 14th, day before yesterday. So it's happening now. There's no problem. So I'm entering there to accommodate the fact that we have to come back into this trading zone, which means we have to come back into our trading zone with high impact, and then we target the CV and then our TP. You can see how short this movement is, right? So one would actually see that this price has already fulfilled these trades. This bar here hit the TP, and then the price went all the way up, broke the key zone and went all the way up. So now what's next? We're expecting this price to decline from there, come back inside here, and then we can take our TP. But we cannot really see the price going at least to the lower level. We can actually target the CV or the TP. They are just next to each other. So basically that's the main reason why I'm entering these sales on US30. Don't know if I will be sliced like a chicken, no problem. But then as for stop loss, I am not going to have a stop loss as usual. I'm not a stop loss person. I close when I see that I'm overwhelmed in that Berkeley. So this is the Berkeley that I'm choosing today. Let's see how that goes. Now, if you took a trade, or if one person would want to copy what I'm doing, do not do it, because this is not financial advice. Now let's jump into NASDAQ. What a very beautiful trade. You see, this is what I would have expected US30 to do for me. It did, but not as expected. So it did decline, and then price started to push up. Yesterday, this was a successful trade. Now, similar situation with NASDAQ. There is no enough volume as well as of today. One would actually want to stay out of the market, but according to the mathematics, this market is also bearish, right? Today, we are also bearish. But remember, if you see how US30 drove, it's the same thing that NASDAQ may do. Because you know why? On the 13th, we have got a target that was never reached. That is 24,151.76. So prices to jump from where it is sitting here and drive all the way up, right? All the way up from where it is, all the way up there, because that's a projected all-time high. That's where this price is actually going. So now, because we are bearish a little bit, it's temporal sales. Honestly speaking, we cannot rely on those kind of trades, or rather we'll just watch and see. But then I love it because the market is currently still within my trading zone. It's between the key zone, which is my resistance, and then the key zone, which is my support. So what do I do in such a scenario? No trade for me as of now on NASDAQ, but I would want to see how price reacts between the key zone of the 14th and the key zone of the 15th. Why? Because the price actually may be reflecting the fact that this high here is a weaker high, so it might be broken, and then we target that high there. Then we may decline from there. Nevertheless, if price breaks this high, I tell you guys, there's nothing that will stop NASDAQ from jumping all the way up there to 24151. So buys are likely going to continue dominating. Well, I would want to buy only if I was still holding my buys of yesterday. You understand? It's better to buy from a lower price than to buy at a higher price, because today the higher price is pointing that we are bearish. So I don't want to buy there. I would want to see how price then reacts in this level. Then that means this area here will become, at least I'll look for sales a little bit before New York opening. Why? Because I'll be targeting the CV. Remember, CV has always been the magnet in the market. Wherever the price is, no matter what price does, I don't care. Even if price can come as far as 24,151, as long as the CV is down there, I'm going to be selling. So I just want to see how the price is going to behave and how the price is going to play. And then immediately I see a potential to enter, then I will enter. But I want to see the reaction between 23,908.26 points and 23,969.28 points, between the resistance of the 14th and then the resistance of the 15th. I want to see how price behaves in that zone. Then I'll start to look for a declining potential opportunities. Well, if you are an individual who is good at swing trading, you can sit with a buy stop at 23,969, looking for a breakout. I tell you, that would be a very massive good trade there. For now, I'm not going to be looking for that. I just want to continue pursuing what the mathematics is telling me. Let me quickly jump to gold as my final analysis for the day. Remember yesterday before the market closure, what did I say? I am buying. And remember, the reason why I bought was simple, because we came back to where I had hit break even. So I entered trades here. So I've got two trades. I entered trades here, and then when the price went down a little bit, I entered again. So currently holding my trades. Others are in a loss, while others are in profits. So let's see how this price goes. I'm still going to be holding onto this. I think I've said a lot of things about gold and so many repeating stuff. So what I'm going to say today is I'm simply still holding onto the buys. But there is a high possibility that this price may decline from there, guys, and never look back up there, right? Then because of this clean range here, let me put it this way, because of this clean range here, if we break out and we sustain there, nothing will really stop this price from going down. Price will be going down and down and down and down non-stop. So if you are looking for buys there, you should be careful, and sellers may actually come in a very heavy blow for buys there, like they did here, breaking even, and then let's see what happens. If we drive up, then nothing will stop us from hitting our price target, which is 34, 13, 31. So there's a high possibility that we may bounce here as a strong support, or we may decline, break out, and then price may then go down. Nothing will stop the price from it. The next stop will be actually somewhere at 33.01. I hope this makes sense. Thank you so much, Chris, and thank you for having me. And I hope these detailed analyses are helpful to the community. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, my brother. Chad, yeah, executed shorts. I did alert you guys there in the chat. 25. Alrighty, there we go. Let's see if we can get a half decent move here, about 75% of the average daily range. This is that daily zone we spoke about. There's your daily flip. That is not your previous daily low. Let me just quickly do this. I'm actually going to switch that off. Okay. There's that zone. We need to hold below it. If we start trading back above it, then what you will see happening is we'll actually go all the way back inside of the range. Because yesterday we had our rejection there. We basically retested, rejected, came all the way down. Now starting to trade back to that level. But if we start holding it, what's going to happen is gold can trade all the way back inside of this range. Okay. That is the other scenario there. But based off the daily, I've got a little bit of a bearish still to me. And yesterday's daily candle, taking a previous daily high, bearish engulfing. I want to see a nice little follow through here to the downside. All the other pairs for me are very tricky. Very tricky. Like I said, German 30, if you want to take a stab at it there, rejecting that area, you can. But again, that's going against the flow of the day. Maybe having something like that and then monitoring your point of control once it gets down here. Something like that, and then maybe even seeing if it creates a little bit of a bottom wick. That's the idea there. But we're going to see... NASDAQ, nice retest there. US 30 as well. I think a little bit higher. Shorts are going to be... Okay, there your point of control just shifted now. Pullback play can be on deck. Pullback play can be on deck here. And one thing here, chat, I'm not going to play with gold this morning. So if you look at this, the move down, not very aggressive, still very stair-stepping. So we're in a little bit of a consolidation here. I'm going to need to see volume. Otherwise, I will kill this trade or just go break even if it goes into profit. That is your 200 EMA as well. I don't want to see price hanging around here. Okay. This is a key level. This is a daily level. So once tested, I want to see it get away. If we don't get away, then yeah, it is Friday. We've got that Trump meeting tonight, so I don't want to mess around with it. Shorting gold will always leave you disappointed. Oh man, always. There's your Asia high retest. So for the guys taking the German 30 shorts, I'll just go break even here. Asia highs, that could be a retest. We can go all the way back up even with no bottom wick. There's still a lot of bullish pressure on these markets. I'm just going to focus here on gold for a minute quickly. Alright, chat, I'm actually gonna kill my gold shorts here. Reason being, we're currently holding that level. I'll wait for a break. Kill the gold shorts there. That candle right there was a retest for me. That candle right there, next candle, not continuing lower, minor break structure there. So I'll wait for a break below here. Point of control, something like that, and we can re-enter. Don't actually want to sit through any drawdown here on a Friday. I don't want to be in a position close to this evening. Bonang, sorry man, I missed a little bit of your analysis. You are currently short US 30, eh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just want to check there.
I want this price to go back to my trading zone. It's actually outside trading zone doing illegal moves. So we want it to come back to behaving well. That's what we are expecting. So we have to, I don't know, I don't have a magnet, but I can actually try and look for it. Let me see. Where is that magnet?
Go to the left hand side. You will see there's a little smiley face. Click on that. Go on the left. Go on the left. And then you can just scroll through there.
I see. I want to make sure.
You want to magnetize the price.
Yes, sir. And there's a hammer there. Oh, nice. Yeah, it must come down here. What?
There we go. I don't think it's a bad trade. We are holding below the point of control.
It must come down and listen. But actually today with the data, market data, Chris, people should just stay away from the market. But for me, you know what I love? The fact that it pushed all the way up there. I'm happy because now the drop in means, yeah, it means good money for me. It's good money for me. 24-hour stream, it's almost here. I can see 500 people only left. 24-hour stream is here.
All right, chat. There's that tap on that point of control. Germain 30. Just monitor that level. Gold. Still in the zone. I want to need to see a nice little break here below. This is way too steppy for me. As soon as we get a nice break below here, I'll give it one more go. NASDAQ, now retest of that area. So just be aware if you are shorting, it is holding that level there. US 30 also at the point of control. So we'll see what she does. And then the dollar still continuing down. So I want to see where's NASDAQ here. Oh no, NAS. Not the ideal place to be buying NAS, but
oh, Chris, I managed to do the card documentation, so I'm left with the disk only.
okay, so you got it sorted.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
awesome.
Yeah.
Just check, yeah. Alrighty. Brian, we had to get a secret one. We had to
Is
get
the
a
24-hour stream going to be during the week or over the weekend?
we usually try to make it on a Thursday so that we finish on the Friday morning and then we can go and rest.
That's gold flying like that.
Chris looking like Graham Smith opening the batting today. Yeah, Chad, that's what I meant by giving it. It had to come down there. All right. There was your initial breakthrough. Came back, retested at 200. So this candle here technically should have continued down. That one there. Nas still holding that zone. US 30 also at that point of control. Asia highs. Previous daily highs sitting there. Check this quickly. Calling in sick on Thursday and Friday. No, Chad, I think it will most likely be a Thursday. Thursday and then all the way through to the Friday. Alrighty, a nice little retest there of the point of control. Asia highs there. I think US 30 also has no bottom wick. Yeah, no bottom wick on US 30. So the question is, do you want to short it here though? Holy. This thing is very bullish. Let's check here.
NASDAQ, if you go short, it's very risky.
What did the red list do yesterday? Tesla down on the day. Am I late or late? Jen, this time we're going to do it a little bit different. We're not just going to be sitting in the studio. So we're actually busy chatting to the guys for the equipment. So we're going to do, I don't want to say similar to iShow Speed, but we're going to do like live streaming out of the office as well. So we're just busy getting all of the gear to actually leave the office. So we're going to do it slightly different than what we did it last time. So we'll still be doing a big segment in the studio, but we're also going to be out and about. Martinus van den Ace, can you please explain the maximum risk per instrument? So Martinus, very simple, on a single day, 2% risk per instrument. So let's say you trade US30, NASDAQ and Gold, you can have a maximum of 2% risk. That's when you go live per instrument. It's as simple as that. So let's say you take 3 trades, you take US30, NASDAQ and Gold simultaneously. You cannot have more than 2% on each of them.
So, Chris.
Yo.
If it happens that on the 24-hour stream it's CPI, we are going to stream it live.
Yeah, we will stream it live.
After tea.
We shall stream it live. Martinus, is that simple as that, my brother? Hey, did Martinus van den Ace, did he do a risk interview? Because it should be explained to you pretty well during your risk interview, my brother. Martinus, it's pretty straightforward, my dude. If you can't understand 2% risk per instrument, I don't know what to tell you, my brother. It is literally 2% risk per instrument. So any more than that, I don't know what to tell you. You're asking me now to show you that this is a cup of coffee. It's coffee, my dude. I don't know what more you want me to explain to you. 2%, Chad, I don't know.
Hey. Now, there's somebody who asked me about the word of the day here. I just remembered now. Yo. I'm trying to remember if I said this or I never said it. Did I say it? I don't think so. Maybe I was today. Yeah, word of the day should be, yeah, this is the person number 1 today on the chat asked about the word of the day. So I have something. I don't know, Chris, you remind me if maybe I was saying it or I was saying it to somebody. Now, let's go to the Bible. I'm just quickly rushing to the Bible.
Martinus, sorry man, I don't want you to feel like an idiot. Did you do a risk interview? The reason I'm saying is then we didn't explain it to you well. That's why I'm asking you. You don't have to feel like an idiot. Okay. Okay, so you didn't do an interview, you just filled out the questionnaire. It's very simple, Martinus. You've got a daily maximum of 2% risk per instrument. That it's as simple. I cannot explain it any simpler than that. 2% risk per instrument per day. That is, I don't know. Is that clear? I don't want to make you feel like an idiot. But Chad, am I not explaining it correctly? I do apologize if I did not explain it correctly. Martinus, you still there, my brother? How would you explain it, Keeks? Maximum 2% risk per instrument.
I can place 1% a trade and another 1%, and after that I've hit my max.
Okay. Save that. Okay.
Chad, but just a quick one while I'm here for you guys. We got some good news.
What?
I know they've been waiting for it. But Chad, again, it is the last day for you guys to possibly win a MacBook. But once you have that beautiful MacBook, tomorrow, just in good vibes for the booker, we will be releasing your guys' free.
No, you're not on wait.
Where's my camera, guys?
Wait.
He's hiding it from you. See, nice cribbo.
You're not on. Wait, let me transition here. Okay, show it to the guys.
But you guys will receive your free 2G's trading journal. It's done. It's ready to go. Teaches you how to use it, how to make changes to anything you want to do, all your settings, the whole thing. You guys can do your list overview. Otherwise, you can go over to your calendar and input from there. But it is ready. It will be going out. See you guys very shortly. So keep a lookout on the socials.
Thank you, Kigo.
Smooth.
Minus, yeah. It looks like we lost minus. But Chad, I don't know. Just let me know. Is that pretty self-explanatory? Maximum 2% risk per instrument. I don't know. I thought it was clear. Maybe it's not that clear. Let me know. Because now I tilted madness.
Okay, word of the day. I was reading in the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. It says, therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. A worried person, I don't know why. A worried person, you are killing yourself. You are reducing the number of your days on earth. You know why? Because these are the words of Jesus Christ. Let tomorrow worry about itself. But when I was reading this, there's something that really caught my attention. He says, for tomorrow will worry about itself. I then began to understand that a day has got a thought. A day thinks. So the question was, as a day thinks, or as tomorrow is thinking, where am I in tomorrow? Does tomorrow involve me in its thoughts? So which means when I arrive tomorrow, I'm arriving on what has already been prepared for me, or what has been already thought of me by the day. Then I started to see how powerful it is to be alive, especially on day to day, and nature itself. Like as we arrive tomorrow, your house is waiting for you. As we arrive tomorrow, there is something that day has thought of you. This way we see, unfortunately, some people's days are thinking of tragedy, accidents, sicknesses, painful stuff. But I know when we pray to say, God, as tomorrow is thinking, let there be good thoughts about me, so that when I arrive tomorrow, I worry not. I move in smoothness. So don't worry. Let tomorrow worry about itself, and also pray that as tomorrow is thinking, you be involved in the day-to-day activities. Then we go to the book of Matthew again, where Jesus Christ said, give us this day our daily bread, which means each and every day has got its own provision. So worry not. That's what I can say this wonderful day.
Beautiful, beautiful word. Chad, the 2% max is just for certain traders on the funded account. Okay, so it is not for phase 1 or phase 2. It is simple. It assists the trader as well. Cannot risk more than 2% per instrument. Okay, it's as simple as that.
On an instrument?
Yes, so let's say you're trading US 30 NASDAQ Gold.
Yeah.
Your total risk on all three can be 6%. You're obviously going to breach after 5, but you cannot risk more than 2% on each.
I see.
chat, US 30, yeah. I was contemplating the shorts here, but this thing is...
They are not promising those shorts.
Yeah, I don't think they're the worst, like sideways, and there you had a little drop again, and now we pump again. So you could see something where we now go into just a sideways consolidation. That's the only reason why I'm like, if you short there, I'm not saying the shorts cannot work. It's just a case of from the 7th, you can see actually going further back, it has just been up. So you can even see
Rally, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been rally, and then you went into range. There you had a nice pullback. So for me, it's a little bit, it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
We are still very much bullish here. So if you take a short, just be very, I want to say, be aggressive. Don't get married to the short idea. Like, for instance, take it level for level, and yeah.
When you say be aggressive, I'm thinking of a big lot size.
Oh, no. No, a big lot size can get you into trouble. Hey, a big lot can get you.
Today, I think the only guys that are going to make it here on US30 are sellers, guys. Honestly.
Brian, you know what?
But
Why we actually brought in that rule? This is the theme. This is the theme of funded traders. You trade well. You get your account live. You trade it beautifully. Equity curve looks something like this. Beautiful. You get your payout. You get your refund. As soon as you get that refund, next trade, you full margin the account and you gamble. It makes 0 sense to me. It makes absolutely 0 sense to me. Hey Chris, whoever's behind the top fan ranking is rigging it. Why am I? Wouldn't today maybe be a dump day with Oaks take? It could, Gareth. That's what I'm saying. It's I'm not saying that the shorts can't work out, but what I'm trying to state here is that if you look at the broader trend, which moves look stronger? Would you say the down moves or the up moves? That's what I'm trying to show you. Like, if you look at this, what looks stronger? It's the up moves. So yeah, it's you just have shorts, my dude. No. Alrighty, gold. Are we gonna go for it, ladies and gents? Point of control is now shifted to up there. 27 seconds. Back below this level. Point of control rejected. Asia highs rejected. What did we do yesterday? We're at Asia lows. This is at Asia highs. Oh yeah, it's back down here again. Let's see if we can get a retest there and a rejection. Sideways chop here. What exactly is the point of control? Sean, if you think about it, the point of control is just where the bulk of the volume is traded. So think of it this way. You've got your volume. You've got your volume. Your volume is linear with time. So basically, what thing? Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I want to. It's in on the WhatsApp. Okay, sweet. So if you think about this volume, it's showing you the volume based on time. Okay, and then your point of control shows you volume based on price. So in theory, it's almost the same thing, but this one is connected to time. So you can see, for instance, this morning right at the open, that's where the majority of the volume was sitting. And then now you can see on the price area, the majority of the volume has been around this price level there. I hope that makes sense. No percentage. You can make 1% and wait for payout. Yo, what I have to do to get some vibes? Yeah. Hey man, it's been a long week. It's been a long week. See if we can get a little bit of a vibe song going here.
You know we finally here, right? You know we finally here, right? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, right? It's Friday again, it's Saturday, Sunday, it's Friday again.
All right, Chad. Correct, Marinus. Yes. Nick Trades, it is called the point of control, my brother. Point of control. But I think this makes sense. If you can understand it that way, that this volume is based on time, and this volume on the side is based off price. So they're technically the same thing. So if you think of it, for the guys that did math, you've got volume over price, and then you've got volume over time. Alright, VP and VT, not a VG. Alrighty, ladies and gents.
Bonang, do you watch UFC? What is UFC, Chris?
It's the Ultimate Fighting Championship, my brother.
Boxing?
No, it's MMA. It's cage fighting. We've got
No, I don't watch it. This one was asking. I don't watch it. The fact that I don't know it like this, I don't.
Chris 513 was killer yesterday. What did you take, Lyndon? Chris, why is your POC moving up, down? So it's, remember, markets are active. So when price gets down here, there's volume coming in here. So this thing will continuously change during the day. It will evolve. So now, as we stand, the majority of the volume for gold has been traded here. It was previously up there, but now it's here. So it's not fixed for the day. It's the same as with this. So as price develops, this will change consistently. That's why, let me replay it for you. Let's start the day quickly. Maybe that's a good way to show you guys quickly. Let's replay NASDAQ from around about 2 o'clock. So, not NASDAQ, US 30. So there's your little volume profile for the day. So your point of control this morning was sitting there, around about 2 o'clock. Now let's continue it. Now you see, okay, now we traded away from that point of control. Now this is your value area range. So this is technically your entire day has been trading inside of this range. Okay, let's fast forward it a little bit more. Now look left. See as price develops how your point of control. Now there's a low volume area. So price slicing through it. Comes back to the theory we state, if there's no orders there, there's nothing to stop it. So let's continue. Okay, so now you can see point of control was down here this morning, and now see how this area is going to build up, because at this price there's orders coming in. Okay, let's check it. Check. Then you're going to see your point of control is going to shift to where the majority of the volume is sitting. Okay, so the volume is pretty widely spread in this area. Let's see if there it shifted. So you see, so the peak was down here and now it shifted to up there. So now the majority of the volume is sitting in this area. I hope that makes sense. That's the best way I could show you guys. I'm actually considering taking longs here on gold. Holding that point of control there. We're failing to reject this area down here. Only thing is I would love to see a retest in that area. Only thing is we've got Asia highs there. Oh, it's a tricky little spot here. Yeah, I wanted to... Let me see DDP. Sheesh. But why did you have to get the one where my DDP was rocked? Let me ask the Chad. I hope the code's not live yet, because the boys are gonna be animalistic. Let me ask. I'm gonna ask the Chad, Mo, what they think of it. Chad, let me know what you think of this design. Let me know what you guys think. No, man, Brian, come on. Stop this madness. Sean, I'll check for you now, my brother. DDP 50. All right, Lyndon. No, we wanna play into the hype around the UFC over the weekend. London, he doesn't look scared. Don't talk this craziness. DDP can give us a better discount. Unfortunately, DDP is not gonna do your payouts for you, my brother. So you gotta choose your battle. More discounts, or do you want to still have 100% payout rate from Vault Funder? you got to choose your battles. Do you want to trade with Quantecal that's not going to pay you out? Or do you want to make sure, or do you want to trade with confidence that your payouts will be paid? So choose your... Bonang, would you rather pay a little bit more and know you'll get your payout, or get a 50% discount, and then when you get to the payout stage you have to worry about whether you're going to get paid out?
I would rather go for the one that is guaranteed and sure it will pay. Because, it's very stressful not to be paid, honestly. After hard work, to pass a challenge, Chris, to phase 1 and phase 2, then get funded, then reach a day of withdrawal and you are told there's no man.
It's a lot of work, and it's also the time. It's time that you spend.
Yeah, and the psychology, you can be affected by those things, So you want something that, like, it's just like working hard, and then when you're supposed to be rewarded, then there's like no reward for you. Like, you are like, hey, what's wrong now?
Chad, I can still confidently say we've got a 100% payout rate. We've not once denied a payout. And I'll open the book for anyone. Anyone can come and say, oh, they denied. None. There's none. We have not denied a single payout. In the history of Vault Funder, we have not denied a single payout.
Hey, Chris and Bonang, can you give a few tips on discipline in trading? Because I think some traders, you must include yourself, may have a system that works, but may be affected by the psychological barriers in trading. This is someone is, I mean everyone's problem is going to be the decision making. Psychology is going to be something that will always be there. So you just have to make sure that okay. I think one of the interviews that I did with the 2Gs, I said, once there is an element of stress in your mind, everything about you will be stressed. Your trades will be stressed, your money will be stressed, just everything. Just what you need to do is to work on your mental stability. Make sure your mind is accurate, always very, very much happy. That's why maybe you're wondering why I'm wearing a suit, why I'm wearing this. It's because I want to feel good. I'm not doing this to impress anybody here. No. Like maybe some of you may think that I'm dressing like this to impress. No, I just want to feel good, have my self-esteem strong and high so that I approach this. Chris once said, respect man. So I'm approaching this like I'm entering in a corporate. Like we are in a corporate here. We are not playing here. So when we are sitting here, we are taking this very serious. So what are we doing? I'm helping my mind to think accurately and be strong in the decision making so that I don't think, hey, yesterday I hit stop loss. Now what is going to happen today? No, I have to always look fresh. I have got one of the most expensive perfume. I put it. I want to smell good so that when I'm looking at this chart, my mind is accurate and correct. So work on your mindset. No matter how much, whatever strategy you have works, you are always going to be your own enemy, no matter what happens around your life. If maybe you are having messages that are disturbing in your phone, stay away from that. Stay away from anything that really sabotages your peace. and then approach this market with a proper discipline, respecting that here we are not playing. This is business. So work on your mind. It's something that is going to continuously be there. Stresses will always be there, but avoid stress. Avoid overthinking. Then you are going to accurately execute your trades properly. The other thing that will cause people to lose, once you say a system, this thing that you call a system, I don't understand. The moment you start to call anything that has to do with Forex a system, then it's a problem. That's the problem that we have to work on. What is a system? When you say a system, what are you talking about? Again, what tells you that this is a system? You see, I hope this makes sense.
For the brother asking about GBP USD yesterday closing bearish, taking a previous daily high, rejecting. Only issue here is we nipped the previous daily low. Now we're trading back above the daily flip. We at Asia highs. It's not a. I won't do anything on GBP USD here. There's literally nothing I'll do on GBP USD. The reason I say that is because you can see from these lows we are pushing higher. We can also see in the series of moves from these lows, every single time we had a bearish candle, the next day was bullish. So today could be the same. However, your buy or your move to buy is not here in the middle of the day, because also effectively we could still flip bearish on the day. And for me to buy at Asia highs, I cannot just buy with this little pop. I think it's like 8 pips. Yeah, it's 8 pip pop. So no, it can run. I think if you're very aggressive, there's your 200, there's your point of control. So let's say if you entered here, I would say anything below here is invalidated. So anything below there, and then you can potentially target your average daily range, which is up there. So yeah, not my trade to take, but that is the rapid fire analysis on that. Gold, beautiful move there. Holding point of control there beautifully. Closing back inside of that range. Now starting to move to the upside. I do think we can see continuation to the upside now. But again, Asia highs. This is not ideally where you want to be buying gold. NASDAQ still here at that area. German 30 popped all the way up from that point of control. That's why I said the overall flow is still bullish. So getting a massive pop off that point of control there. What else was there? US 30. Yeah, US 30 for me. Other guy saying he's shorting ES. What is ES looking like here on the day? Bullish. Good luck with those shorts, my brother. May they play out for you. Sibo, if you had a losing day the previous day, that stays within the day. I had a chat yesterday with someone, and I talked about it, and I said your trading should be the same. If you've got your strategy, it's the same thing every day. And the issue with this gentleman was that he's got an ego issue. He can't accept to be wrong. And I said, there's going to be days where you're wrong. Bonang was wrong yesterday on a trade. He came back today. Did it affect him yesterday? Of course. Did he go and sit down and look at what he did wrong or what? Of course he did. So you don't bring that into your next day of trading. Okay? Because today's trading is not the same as yesterday's trading. So it is very simple. When you come to the day, you clear your mind. I'm down 3.7% in basically a week and a half. Does it affect me? Of course it affected me. Does it affect me when I come and sit here to trade? No. Because I go again through my same system every day. Okay, Bonang, I know you said the system thing, but when I say system, it's more my protocol for the day. So already this morning when I sat down, first thing I do in the morning is I go through what happened overnight. I look at what happened during the news events overnight. I look at the headlines. Then I go and sit down. I start off with my daily. I look at how the daily closed yesterday. Then already I've got an idea of what I can expect for the day. Okay. So then after that, then I start looking at the lower time frames. Where are we trading relative? So for me, the first thing I did this morning when I saw this on DXY, I was like, it's in the middle here. It's a 50-50 day here. US 30, it's done for me. It's cooked. No bottom wick on the daily. We're already trading at the daily high, session high, so that's cooked for me. NASDAQ on the other hand, it was like the first thing I did was I looked at this area and I was like, okay, can we reject here? Potentially we can. Then I also went back and I'm like, okay, let me see what happened in the past. Every single time we had two bearish daily candles, next day was bullish. So now already I'm thinking, the short play is going to be a little bit tricky. It can work out, definitely. But now I'm already thinking this is relatively bullish. Then you go also, we've got a little bit of a bottom wick. So now it's a case of, okay, area to monitor for me, very simple now, is this flat body resistance area. And now when you drop down to the lower time frames, now you're like, okay, everything's going to hinge around this level for me today. Then you add your point of control, your session volume profile, and then you've got the idea that your POC is sitting down there. But as time goes by, it's very likely this POC is going to shift all the way up here because the volume is building now in this area. And then the concern is if we are still trading in this area while the POC has shifted there, this could be the landing pad for that move to the upside. Now when I go over to gold, my idea was very simple. Came in bearish today, but I can only be bearish while we hold below this level. This level right here. Why? Because that is where yesterday, remember yesterday when we did our analysis for the shorts, I said watch out for this level because that is where we can bounce. And that first drop we had, that is where we bounced. Okay, we pushed up. There, gold gave you another opportunity to short later in the afternoon. 200 EMA point of control. Then we broke through, rejected there. But now a little bit later, now price started to show that it wants to trade above this level. Point of control, 200 EMA. So there was your potential to go long now because now we're back inside of the range. If we were going to continue lower, we should have rejected that area. And then German 30, same thing. Bullish yesterday, still bullish today. However, no bottom wick. And we've got this zone right here. This is going to be the first area of contention. You can almost mark out this entire little wick zone there. And then after that, we've got all-time highs again on German 30. So the no bottom wick for me was already like, it's cooked for me. But then also, like I said this morning, going against the flow, if you want to take a little bit of a short into the range or for that retest, there's your short little play. Why did I not long there? We still don't have any bottom wick. Okay. What can I do? I want the indicator, but I already have an account XM. Peter, go onto your XM profile, create a new trading account on your profile where it says partner code, enter 2G's trading, and then straight after that, email support@2gstrading.com. So use that partner code there, and then straight after that, you can email support. The horror, I personally prefer the 1 minute and the 5 minute. You can use the higher time frames. Trades are obviously going to be a lot less. But yeah, I prefer the 5 and the 1 minute. 1 minute with the filter on is very accurate in terms of your daily bias. It will only take trades into what the daily bias is. But yeah, that's my... So yeah, Chad, that's the thing. If your setup is not there for the day, I think sometimes we pressure ourselves into taking a trade every single day. That was the case for me, I want to say the last week. Setups, they were good setups. If you think about it, there were some very good setups. But then there's days where you pressure yourself to take a trade, where it's like, oh, this, yeah, I want to take this, I want to take that. It's not really inside of my trading framework, but fuck it, let's take it anyway. That is what you need to remove from your trading. You should already know within the first 30 minutes of your trading day whether you're going to take a trade or not. I think the only class setup we had this week was, I think it was US 30 year on Wednesday. After we had that breakout day, point of control was there. That was the only class setup we had. Previous daily high was untested. We took the longs from there. That was the only class setup so far. Yesterday, yesterday was Chop City. We had PPI. Yesterday was up, down, up, down, up, down. PPI dropping. Then we had a retrace, another drop, and then completely reversed it. German 30, we actually had a good setup yesterday. That was a very, very good setup. The previous day was a little bit... Was it the previous day we took the shorts and then the longs? I think it was somewhere... Yeah, I think it was somewhere here on Tuesday. But yesterday's setup was class. That was a very good setup. Gold had one good setup. That was yesterday as well. Other than that, it's been very, very overlapping. It's been very overlap. But it makes sense. It comes back to what we talked about. What is the primary structure and what is the secondary structure? So you had your primary drop and then you had all of this mess inside here. That is your pullback and then another drop. So now you can have another... Oh, it's... Oh. Gold, my bro. The follow through trades on gold haven't been there. But again, we are in the low volume part of the year. Yeah, Brian, it's been very slow. The thing that I've seen is that the day can start off looking good. It can start off looking incredible. And then as it goes on, it just becomes a mess. And that's where you need to have the maturity to say, okay, I'm stepping away now. This is just a big mess.
Knowing when to accept the loss is very key, I'm telling you.
Yeah, just if you like, I'll have an idea. It looks clean, and you take it, and then price develops into something ugly. But then a lot of times we're like, yo, no, we're gonna grind it out. Price is gonna step away. It's done. It's, for instance, like now you went long here on gold. Let's say you went long. You're expecting a decent move to the upside, and now we're just back in this range. There we're just literally back inside of this range.
Imagine.
So now
So
we're
it's
back.
choppy then.
Yeah, we're back in the range.
You see, one of the reasons, this is what M5.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I like H1, I will enter there and keep quiet. All those fluctuations are just fleeted out for me. Keeps me safe. I would rather fight over one king than to see all those sideways stuff. That's something else. But also, I think people don't understand something, Chris. I have seen people who go on an H1, then they open a very big lot size. I'm like, Jesus, what is this? Like, H1, you have to go small. The higher the time frame, the smaller the lot size, has to be. If you're on M5, M1, you know that you are looking for small movements, then you have to go aggressive. You see, this is something that also confuses a lot of traders I have seen.
No chat. So there are going to be weeks where setups are going to be slow. It's going to be a grind, and then there's going to be weeks where it's going to fly. It's going to be trending. So don't define your trading based off one day or 1 week.
Thank you, sir. I love that. Because if you define it based on 1 week, you can actually stay away from the market. You can lose the whole week, you know that.
Yeah. I've lost this entire week.
You can literally hit stop loss the whole week. Then you say, this thing doesn't work. You throw it away. Some, they even break screens. I see them on internet hitting laptops. They're too emotional.
Chad, I'm gonna share something when I get back. I just want to grab a bottle of water. I'm gonna keep on Bonang's screen. I'm gonna give you a little something on the charts that I sat down with a gentleman yesterday, trying to assist him. But I'm gonna be with you guys now.
Yes, sir. Who else did I see? Check NASDAQ. Let me see. Moment of silence. No noise. Let's see what the people are saying. Very, very slow today, guys. Like I said in the beginning, that the volume that we have based on the data is not really worth taking any trade. There's nothing we could do. But I love the US 31. Very, very potential for a discount there. And also, if you check the opening, had a gap somewhere here. So this gap here may really, really work wonders for us. So staying there is very, very important and relaxing. No rush. NASDAQ, we shall wait for key zone 23,908, and then we check it from there. Gold, let's see. It's going up a little bit slower. Funny enough, myself, I don't trade candles, my brother. Siyabonga. Beautiful setup. Rejection candles show that it's coming back retest. For me, I don't trade candles. Honest, I don't look at candles. I look at price. It's actually illegal where it is now. Wherever it is there, it must come back inside here, back down there. So that's what I look at mostly. Have you ever wondered how a person who is using a line chart is trading? Did you guys see the new broker? It's not new, that broker, man. It's been there for a very long time. That's not a new broker.
Okay.
Lyndon, how was the side quest? Which one? Which side quest?
I think he's trying to, looking for a wife. That's a side quest. I think he's.
No, I'm sorted, my guy. I'm no longer worried. Let tomorrow worry about itself.
What is the chat? Why is the chat been hectic? Chat, if there's not a trade, there's not a trade. This is sideways chop. That is sideways chop. This is sideways chop. This is sideways chop. It went down and went back up. If there's not a trade, there's not a trade. Okay, Chad, I want to tell you guys something quickly.
Let's go.
Okay, so yesterday, that gentleman I sat with, I said two things you need to understand from trading. Is we've already spoken about our daily candle forms. Let's start off with the daily flip. Some of you guys still ask me, Chris, how do I calculate the daily flip? So the daily flip is just your daily open level. That's where price opens up for the day. Okay. So literally as the one day ends, the new day starts. That is your daily flip or your daily open level. So price can start, for instance, if you think of German 30, it opened up and there was no bottom wick. Let me go to the daily. So there was no bottom wick. It opened up and it went up immediately. There's your daily flip, your daily open level. It just went up. Okay. So now coming back, I want to just give you guys something here on a Friday. So you guys can't say we didn't give you anything. So now, think of it this way. I always say, if you think about, let's say, a daily candle structure. Let's just take a bullish scenario in this case. Okay. Now, for the most part, every daily candle will have a top wick and it will have a bottom wick. For the most part, there are going to be days where we don't have it. Okay. Now, if you had to connect the dots, let's say on your daily candle, there's your low, there's your high, there's your low, there's your high. Let's say this day is already closed. It already had a top and a bottom wick. And you had to connect the dots. What do you see there if you connect the dots? This is bullish order flow. Am I correct? Okay. So that is why it's important to mark out your previous daily highs and lows, because these are structure levels. Okay. Now, coming back to the question of your daily open level, your previous daily highs and lows. What happens in a bullish market? What happens to highs? What happens to highs? Let's just draw this out quickly. What happens to highs? Highs get taken out. Okay. That's what happens. Highs get taken out. That's why if you are bullish on the day, it's very important to monitor your previous daily high. Because if you are bullish, what do you expect to happen to that previous daily high? You expect price to break through it and hold above it. Okay. Now, secondly, we come back to the forming of a daily candle. And what do we always say? If you're bullish, you ideally want to buy below the daily open level and you want to buy close to Asia lows. Okay. So now we've got our daily open there. And let's say there's no wick as of yet. And let's say I'm bullish on the day. So at one stage, for instance, yesterday on German 30, the daily candle was bearish. But I was bullish on the day. So now where do I buy if I'm bullish on the day? This is where
No, I'm hungry, please.
You can go grab something, my brother. Now I'm bullish on the day, but we're bearish. Now where do I potentially start looking for buys? Now I start looking at my data. What is the average lower wick? 113 points. Now I can mark that out. and say, okay, 113 is down there somewhere. So I'm expecting this daily candle to go bullish. And now I know more or less this is the zone where we can potentially create that bottom wick to flip bullish. Okay. Now, furthermore, what is going to happen? There's going to be some type of Asia range here as well. There's going to be maybe a 200 EMA. So there's going to be elements to your trade that is going to confirm that, okay, this is maybe potentially a good spot to buy. There could even potentially be a previous daily high there. So now the idea is I want to be buying from down here. Okay. So now I've executed my trade there. What are the elements I'm going to start looking at now? We're obviously going to have our daily support and resistance levels that are key. But now what I'm going to be looking at is on a lower time frame, I'm going to jump and I'm going to see where is my point of control. Okay, I'm going to look at where is my daily flip. And I'm also going to look at where is my previous daily high in this case because we're bullish. And we're also going to look at a key level on the daily. So once you execute, now it becomes you've executed. Now you go into trade management mode. Okay. The train is moving. So you've already executed, you've done your analysis. Now it's basically, well, okay, this thing takes long. Now you're becoming a manager of your risk. Where do you start managing your risk? You took the trade down here. Let's say, for instance, Asia low was there. There was Asia low. Let's make it Asia low. And let's say Asia high was up here. So let's actually go take a random day quickly. Let's go US 30 on the daily. I'm not going to look at the chart. I'm just going to go back. And I hope we can go back this far. Okay, let's check if we can go back this far. Okay, random day. Let's do a little bit of a play here. Okay, so this is on a Tuesday. We had a reversal from that high. Let's quickly mark out the zones that we think is critical here for us. That's a critical zone down there. Then I want to say this is quite a key area there. I'm not going to take these little intermediate levels into consideration. I'm also going to say that's a key level. That was that range before we popped out. Okay, so now on the daily for US 30, we've got, this is what we're working with. We've got these three ranges. Now, I would be starting off, let's say we're going to Wednesday, I would be starting off this day bearish, but I would expect some type of top wick. Okay, so let's go down to the 5. Oh, we can go back that far. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into the Wednesday. Okay, this is the Wednesday. Asia range is developing. Just want to quickly see where we are on the daily here. Sure, okay, the daily massive pop back in the range there. Let me just mark this previous daily low for us. Okay, previous daily low there. Just want to see where we are at. Okay, okay, there we go. Alrighty. Let's get to around about 8 o'clock. I must just make sure here quickly. Give me 1 second. I don't know if we in daylight savings during that time. I just want to see what time the markets open up here. 9 o'clock. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay. Let's chalk that quickly. Okay. 8 o'clock. That is when we start to get to our charts. Previous daily lows down there. Okay, let's forward it. Asia range is still developing. Okay, now we get to the charts. We are bearish on the day. There's that daily zone we marked out. There's that daily low zone we marked out. Our point of control is sitting there. So what I ideally want to see is us pushing into that zone. Okay, let's see if we get some type of rejection. Okay, there we're in that zone. Okay, there we broke through the zone. There's my daily flip level. So we're still below the daily flip. Now holding above that point of control. Let's see here. Okay. Now, the thing is, I'm bearish on the day. I'm in the middle of the Asia range. There's my daily flip area. There's my 200 EMA. So now, the idea is, do I go long at the daily flip? Do I go long here? Remember, I'm bearish on the day. We haven't taken a previous daily low or a previous daily high. So at this stage, you have to stick with your bias. I'm bearish on the day. There's nothing stating that I should be going long. Okay. I'm bearish on the day. Rejecting the daily flip level. We're coming back to the point there. My point of control has shifted. We're back in that zone. So let's see here. Okay. Nice little break below there. Okay. Daily flip rejected 200 EMA. So let's say I execute my shorts there. I'm expecting price to fill out this range, remember that. 213 at that stage, so let's go with the 230. Let's do a young 513 here, and we want to target, let's say that EQ. 213, let's do this correct. $213 times 1.25 gives you 266. Okay. So we've got our sell limits there. Okay, let's check it out. Okay. I won't say that is triggered, but let's see here. Okay, we're trading in this zone. We want to see rejections of this area. Okay. Okay, now we can say we've got a two-piece. We're now holding above that point of control. There's my daily flip. So I want to see what do we do at that daily flip level. Okay, we're still holding below the 200. Now we're starting to trade below this area. A little bit of a consolidation. Let's see if we can get a move away from here. Okay, so that I think actually was your average daily range. Yeah, that was actually your average daily range. 213 times 0.75. Let me just check if I was greedy here. $213 times 214. Jesus, what am I doing? 213 times 160. I don't know. Okay, that is technically your take profit level 160. Okay, going into the open. I think at this stage you should actually already have gone break even. That's your average daily range. Asia highs untapped, Asia lows taken. So I want to say this would have been a break even trade for me, but let's see it play out for the rest of the day. Okay, 2 standard deviations. Okay. Quite a long consolidation, but we always stayed below that level. So let's say later in the afternoon after the open, there was a short opportunity for you there as well. 200 EMA below the daily flip. Remember, we ultimately want to come down there. Now, average daily range, we're holding that area. Let's see what happens here. Okay, holding that area, 2 standard deviations. Let's check. Okay. This is also something I want to share with you guys. Yesterday we talked about it. If I see something like this off a key level, remember I said there's 2 ways that price is going to reverse or continue. Let's say price makes a very deep push to the downside and it hits a key level. What do you want to see? You get a V-shaped recovery, which is basically equal to the drop. So for instance, I'm going to go to German 30 now, but that is when you know that that price triggered buyers. Or what's going to happen is you're not going to get a bounce. You're going to get some type of consolidation. And that consolidation is just going to lead into another move to the downside. Okay. Which could be the case here, or I could be wrong. Okay. And now, let's say you were short, you're still short. Now you get into your previous daily low. This is where you can potentially start to break structure to the downside. Oh, this is already a new day. Bro, was this our previous daily low? No, I don't think that was. That is so chalked. Our previous daily low was... Yeah, our previous daily low was there. Yeah, it was there, Chad. So your previous daily low is the area you're going to monitor for further downside continuation. There you can see you had a bounce off it. Later the afternoon you broke below it and then you had that move further to the downside. So whenever you are trying a counter trend play, you don't want to see it going into a consolidation, okay? Because very likely that consolidation will follow the main move. And if you think about what is the main move here, the main move, the impulse moves are down, okay? What you want to see, for instance, let's quickly go here. You want to see something like this, where let's say it drops, it hits into a zone. You want to see basically exactly the same happening back to the upside. Okay, so then after the trade management, now you take it level for level for level. Okay, for instance, now gold. Let's take a live example here. Let's say we're going to short gold here. Okay, why are we shorting gold? Okay, the idea was if we cannot hold above that level, that daily zone, we are going to go further down. Why? We're expecting gold to trade into this area. Okay, let's say, let's make it $12. Let's make it a 1-to-1. Okay, let's make it a $12 stop. Because technically it starts trading back up there, then okay. So now idea is the same. There's our key daily level. We are bearish on the day. We fail to hold above this area. Okay. What other areas do we have in mind? We've got Asia highs. Asia lows is untested. We've got a 200 EMA right there. We've got our point of control now where we broke below it. We retested, we rejected. Okay. Now I'm going into trade management mode. First thing I want to see here is I want to see price holding below the point of control. Okay. Unless it shifts down. Now the first level where I'm going to monitor or actually reduce my risk or even go break even is once we hit the daily flip level. All right. Because remember what we said, your daily flip is going to induce volume. That is where price is either gonna, all of this was just liquidity, okay? All of this was liquidity and this is gonna become a top wick on the daily. So once we hit that daily flip, all of that was just literally sellers getting into the market, and once we flip bearish, this thing is gonna drive. Or we already have a bottom wick. This is just purely going to be a retest on that daily flip. And from that daily flip, you can bounce like we bounced yesterday on German 30. If I go back to yesterday's price action, let me just switch everything off. And let's just quickly go back to yesterday. Look how cleanly price came back to that daily flip. And boom, gone. Okay, so you could get the case now with gold where it's the same. Trading above, hit that daily flip level, boom, back to the upside. German 30 never came back. That's how clean your daily level was there. So let's go back to gold. There's a nice rejection there again on German 30. Okay, let's see. So what do we want to see here? We want to see continuations to the downside, okay? Trading below that point of control. We're trading back below that area. We talked about the daily key level. We failed to hold above it. There we came back in, popped up, came back down, now at the point of control. So let's see how this plays out. Unfortunately, there's no fast forward button here. There's NASDAQ as well off that point of control level and that daily zone. Nice rejection there. I don't know why I chose gold for this example, but let's see how let's see how she goes. Explain the settings, all the single ladies. Chris, you said once the Fed is not in a bubble. Okay. Okay, have you ever heard of the PPI or the PPT? Whoa. What do I do now? So the PPT is the plunge protection team. Okay. So after the 2008 crash, a lot of guys would say that it's not the Fed, but it's the Fed. Okay. So the PPT will come in and it will basically stop the bleed in the markets. So it will come and it will actually buy direct holdings into the market. So you guys can go and read up on it, the plunge protection team. But it's literally, it could be dark pools, it could be directly from the Fed, it could be from wherever. Okay. But then if you go and you look at, not Fed futures, man. Now think of the Fed's balance sheet as the holdings they've got in the market. So think of this chart I'm going to show you now as their trading account, okay? Or let's call it their stock portfolio. Imagine the Fed had a stock portfolio. As you log into your stock portfolio on IBKR or wherever, you obviously have a balance, and your portfolio would say you've got $10,000 in stocks or whatever, and that's how much holdings you have. Now, since 2008, you can see here, this is where the Fed started helping the market, okay? They had to come in and stabilize the market. Previously, there's just like some repo operations and the rest. But 2008, you can see that massive stimulus that was injected. This is almost $1.4 trillion that was injected into the market to stabilize it, okay? And then ever since then, their balance sheet has just increased, okay? So now, if I overlay US30 onto this chart, let me do this quickly. Let's overlay US30. Okay, this US30 chart unfortunately doesn't go back that far. Okay. So, let's find one that goes back quite a while. Let me get Dow Jones. E-mini, that's also fine. Why does it not want to put it on? Oh. Okay, there we go. So now let's take it back quickly. 2008, markets dropped massively. Okay. Already, let's say halfway into that crash, the Fed already started to prop up the markets to try and stabilize price. Now, think of this as oxygen for the market, okay? The market is sick, you want to give it oxygen, but now you want to get to a point where the market is functioning on its own. So what do? You start giving it less oxygen to see it operate on its own, okay? There you can see the Fed balance sheet starting to reduce their holdings. What happened shortly after that? Another crash of the market, okay? What did the Fed do again? They pump stimulus into the market again. Oh, damn, we got to get the market back on oxygen. How do we get the market back up? We pump stimulus back into the market. Okay, now you get to a stage where it's like, okay, we're going to start giving less oxygen. Let's see if the market can hold on its own. And what happens there? The market has been going up while Fed futures, while the Fed's balance sheet has been rolling off. So they've been putting in less liquidity. So what's going to happen is, let's say we do go into a mini little crash like we had here. Then they've got all of this room, let's call it delta Fed. So they can literally now basically pump liquidity back in again. And when I say it's a bubble, or when I'll get scared that it's a bubble, is when the Fed, let's say the Fed has continuously pumping money into the markets. And let's say the Fed's balance sheet was not rolling over, but it was actually going with the market. Then I'll be like, okay, shit, listen here. The Fed has been continuously pumping money into the market. So imagine when they stop doing that, what do you think is going to happen to the market? But you can see that basically from last year, October, they've been actually rolling over their balance sheet and the markets have been going up. Now, furthermore, if you take, I think it's USIRYY. Okay, let's go now. USR. It's USI. USIRYY. Yeah. No, not inflation. Where is? Don't I have the interest rates on there? Wait, let me just quickly get this. Give you guys a little fundamental masterclass here on a Friday. USI. Okay. Okay. Now, when we add interest rates, I don't want to clutter this. Let me just clean it up a little bit for you guys. Okay, now when we add interest rates, you guys know that interest rates is the one tool that the central bank uses to either stimulate the economy or to start curbing a economy that's running hot. Okay. So what happened during each and every crisis we had over the years? The one thing the Fed immediately does is cut interest rates because we in cuck, there's trouble. So you've got the markets going down. They bring interest rates down to almost zero, or basically zero, to try and stimulate the economy. Again, what happens during a market crash? Interest rates back to zero, boom, and then they start bringing it back up. So from 2022, you can see that the markets have actually been doing very well with interest rates sitting where they are. We are at historically high levels. If you think of it, since 2003, we hit a peak on interest rates and markets have still been going up. We've just had a nominal cut. And if you think of it, for the most part, since 2008, interest rates have been relatively close to zero, or the maximum sitting at 2.5. So this right here is still restrictive. So imagine what's going to happen once we start cutting rates. Now, the only thing though is, the issue is usually what happens is these type of rate cuts that you see here happen after a crisis. Okay, that was 2008 crisis. Then we had this mini crisis, or this was actually COVID. No, that wasn't COVID. Was this 20? When was COVID? I can't even remember. But you can see after every major crisis, the Fed goes into panic mode. They do emergency rate cuts. and they try and stimulate the market. Their balance sheet starts going up. They make interest rates close to zero, and you see the market starting to recover. So now, two things are going to happen here. We are either setting up for another crisis, and I don't know what it could be. Could be anything. Or what's actually going to happen is you're actually going to see interest rates go down. And this is actually the start, or we're in the next bull cycle. And if you go on the stats, I think our longest bull cycle was 14 years, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check here. There was a nice one here. Let's quickly check at the cycles. Alright, that's... Here's it. It's 12.3 years, Chad. Let's quickly go get this image. Okay. So if we take it back, not copy. Okay, wait, let me do this quickly. We can use it here, Chad. Let me see if I can zoom in for us. Okay, so we've got, these are our cycles. Okay, so the longest one we had was actually 12.3 years. And then what I can see from the looks of it, it looks like 5 is more or less your average. So let's throw these two out because these two are two standard deviations. But if we take these ones, you can almost say that 5 years is your average bull cycle. So we've been in this current cycle for 2.3 years. And so we can potentially have another 2.5 years of increase, okay? So that's why I'm saying understanding the bigger picture and the bigger cycles that we go through in the market is important. So that's why I'm saying one of two things. We're going to start cutting rates. We're going to have another 2.5 years of beautiful upside momentum, or we are actually setting up for a potential crisis. And it could be anything, geopolitical. But for me, in essence, what I'm saying is the markets for me is not in a bubble because there's not a lot of stimulus coming in. Interest rates are still very high. The Fed's reducing their balance sheet. I still think there's more potential for upside than downside. So I'm not talking about like a systematic risk to the system where something happens between Russia, the US, Ukraine, because that's obviously geopolitically. I'm talking underlying. If you look at what's happening with the liquidity in the market, and also if you go and look at your M2, I think I've shared this with you guys. You guys can go get it on Fred. No. Not for me, thank you. If you go and look at your M2, you can see also your M2 is sitting very high. And what is your M2? Your M2 consists, let me read it for you. Your M2 consists of M1, which is savings deposits, including money market deposit accounts, plus small denomination time deposits in amounts of less than $100,000, less individual retirement accounts, and depository balances in retail money market funds. Okay, so this is actually showing, if you look at the M2, you can see that the M2 is sitting very high. So this is money sitting in people's money market accounts. So there's still money that can be spent, okay? Once the M2 starts to reduce, let's take the last 5 years quickly. Once the M2 starts dropping down, this is where consumers are starting to tap into their savings. And where they spend it, we don't necessarily know. But what we can see is all the way back from 2023 October, look how the M2 has increased. So this is showing us that US citizens are sitting with cash. There's cash in there that they can still spend. The M2 is not coming down. All right, so that's what I want you guys to understand why I say I don't think we're in a bubble. Because there's still a lot of cash that can come into the markets. I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but I hope that makes sense. You're not going to find that in any of these Furu trading courses. They didn't understand any of that. Because again, remember, what moves the market is not our feelings or our thoughts. It's actually this. This is what moves the market. Not that. That right there is what moves the market. And if you think about it, there's only so much supply of it in the world. And what happens in market cycles is that money will go from one sector up until it peaks, then it will go to the next. Similar to what I explained with the crypto thing, with the major crypto and the altcoins. So we are again going to get into a cycle. Think of your low cap stocks or your low float stocks as altcoins. So we are going to again get to a stage where people are going to invest money into shit like Roblox, Zoom. I'm not going to mention names, but a while back, let me actually, I don't think I must just be careful not to get myself into trouble here. Very wealthy individual came to me, and that was after the euphoria, and he's like, Chris, I need you to consult me on this portfolio. This portfolio is down a couple of million, and I look at the holdings. One of the holdings was Zoom. Okay, we're gonna go look at Zoom now. Let's quickly look at Zoom. Just want to show you Zoom. This was at the. Let me show you. This is on the weekly time frame. Okay. Look at Zoom. This was peak euphoria before. This was peak euphoria. Okay. The other one was Visa. Let me just see Visa quickly. No, it wasn't. Was it not Visa? It was Zoom. Was it PayPal? I think it was It was. Let me just check PayPal quickly. I think it was PayPal. Yeah, it was PayPal. Okay. Roblox was the other one. Is it Roblox? Yeah. Roblox was the other one. Okay, this has recovered quite nicely. Okay, well, this is a couple of years ago. And then I realized, and I was like, yo, this is quite a massive portfolio. Why did you, and I think the holdings was up here. I think it was up here somewhere. And I said, yo, why did you go into Zoom? Why did you go into PayPal? Like, even for me, just as a user, PayPal it's terrible. The fees are high. It's not a great, a small coffee would be good. It's not even a good company. And then you've got Zoom. This was during that hype of COVID and everyone was using Zoom. And I was like, yeah, it's Zoom, but how many people will actually pay for Zoom? Like, you'll cut your meeting short after 45 minutes. So yeah, people do very naughty things. with their money. And then it's a lot of money. But I think we've all been there. I'm not going to act like I haven't been there. And I've been this model in terms of stewarding my finance as well. But I think that's where wisdom comes in. Bonang, you've also not stewarded your finances well.
You mean you misusing money?
No, just making, let's say, bad decisions with your money, where at that time you think it's a good decision, but then when you get older, you think, I don't have a lot of wisdom with what I did with my money back then.
No, actually, I think every day I don't just know how to use money. One of the reasons why I need a wife. I know how to make money, but to use money, Chris. And actually, there are people who are so wicked in my phone who have noticed how good I am. They are always pulling problems. Their problems. It's like I'm living to solve their problems with my mind.
No. You must stop that.
I'm telling you.
So that gentleman yesterday, Chad, I actually had to. So remember the guy had sent the 200. I sent him a prop firm account as well. Mm-hmm. He blows the account. He comes back. He's like, "Hey, Mr. Chris, I blew this account, but just give me one more chance." And I'm like, "My brother, I already sent you the e-wallet and I sent you a prop firm account. How many more chances do you want?" And then he goes on with a long story. This could be life-changing. And I said, if it was going to be life-changing, then you would have taken it seriously the first time around. And then I just had to block him, Chad. So as much as we want to help everybody, I don't see Elon Musk helping the entire world. Okay? So unfortunately, there are times where you'll be anxious to help somebody. For instance, that call I had yesterday with the gentleman, when I read his message earlier last week, I just felt like God telling me to help this gentleman, and I did. But Chad, don't be that guy, please, man.
So I'm currently that guy.
No, Bonang, you must be firm, my brother. Because it's
very painful.
Here's the issue. You can help somebody. I always say you must use wisdom when you help somebody, but that person also needs to come with a plan. If I come to you and I say, "Hey, Bonang, man, I can't get to work. Can you give me 500 Rand just to get to work?" And now Bonang's like, "Okay, here's 500 Rand." Now next week it's like, "Hey, Bonang, I don't have fuel again, man." And now it's like, but okay, but come sit down with me. What are you doing? You're going to work. So the first thing I've established is you've got to work. You've got a car, okay? Bring me your pay slip. Show me your expenses. So obviously you don't know how to work with finances, or you're living above your means. But you can't create that sense of expectation continuously, because you now as Bonang, who do you choose to help and not to help? It comes back to your message from yesterday. There are going to be times where God is going to unction you to help somebody, and you will help. If you are in touch with the Holy Spirit, God will say, "Listen, help that man or help that person." But also, you just helping somebody else, is that not them coming to you as a source of income, and not, let's say that man didn't pray for the help. And you helping him, that help should have maybe been for somebody else, so he's stealing someone else's help then. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. Very, very, very clear.
That provision that you were supposed to actually, at a later stage, God is going to show you someone. Now that guy came and he manipulated you emotionally. And he
takes it,
So life is not easy, Chad, but again, like yesterday when I sat with that gentleman, he wanted to tell me his long story, and I said, "My brother, I'm going to stop you right there with your long, sad story. All of us have a sad story and a long story. The question is, how do we move on from here? You can tell me like, oh, this guy scammed you and I did this guy's course and I paid 60K for that course. That is fine. Everyone has got a very sad and long story. The question is, what do we use from that? And how do we move forward from that?
But also remember, a course is not going to trade for you. A course is to inform you, to educate yourself, and then from there, you are supposed to be in the game yourself. So it's something as of me, Chris, when it comes to finances, honestly, there's a very huge problem. I can
will
make
sit
a lot of
with you.
money, but my money goes away
I
from.
will sit with you. I'll steward you.
Like, I was actually sitting down. I was like, you know what? Actually, when I'm alone, I don't have problems. I was counting. I don't literally have a problem. My life is very smooth. The only thing I live for is to, and one of the most painful things is that you help people who are not grateful. For example, there are people that I would stay with in my place. They will have access to the course. They will have access to the mentorship. They will even have access to day-to-day living expenses are all on me. And the funny part, these people will be like, you see, I'm a minister of the gospel. They can't even come here to support the chat, like to even comment here, to even subscribe, just to say subscribe to YouTube channel. You don't want. And then they will be posting other people who are also ministers of the gospel. But these people, they don't even know them. They are not even the ones taking care of their food. It's me. But as of me, they can never do that. And I was like, no, guys, just give me space. Allow me to be alone. Then God will put people that care. So that when I post about a stream, somebody will also want to learn more and value that thing. So right now, I'm actually, this month, I'm pruning. Imagine I went to Harare, left my suit behind. Simple, a person who was left behind the whole week doing nothing, forgot my suit. While I was busy running up and down with my mind. For them, not for myself.
No, you have to prune.
Let me be alone.
No, but I'll sit with you. I'll sit with you. No, Chad, I think, like Bonang said, I think managing finances is something that you think people know how to do, but it's my dad many, many years ago, when we talked about finances, he said, Chris, the easiest way to budget, and he said my parents have been very, very poor for many, many years, is how do you budget? And he would say back in the day when he was younger, obviously then it was more cash stuff, but he would go and draw his money that he's going to use for the month, and he would make little bank, remember those little bank packets you got from the bank? And he would basically put all of his money into each one of them. And he would literally physically have it in front of him. And he'll say, okay, that is for fuel. Okay. That is my money for fuel. So I know, put a little slippy in there. Fuel. That is for food.
Mm-hmm.
He would draw his money. That is for food. Let's say that is for, let's say, entertainment or whatever. And then he would have those little packets with him. So you would know if he goes out for the day and it's like, oh, my car needs fuel. He opens up that one and now he can see, okay, there's only 200 Rand left. I can't be just driving up and down here. This fuel money needs to get me through the month. Now with the food money as well, now you start to, when you physically see the money, it's like, this little food packet is getting thin here. We might need to get some noodles and hot dogs. Now the entertainment one, hey, if the entertainment one is empty, you pray on the weekends. Bonang, you in the prayer closet. That is your entertainment. There's no entertainment for you then. And that is how he told me to budget. And he said, go draw your money, put it in little bags like this, and start budgeting. And a lot of people can't even budget. And I'm talking about, I've sat down with CEOs of companies and people that look very wealthy on the outside. And then when you look at their portfolio, they can't retire in 5 or 10 years. And it's like, yo, how are you going to retire? It's like, no, I've got my home that's cash. That's 5 million. I said, okay, 5 million is relatively nothing. 5 million is not even going to give you basically 30,000 Rand a month. Your current expenses a month is around about 200K. So 30K is not even close. Then look at your vehicles. Your vehicles are like 4 million Rand a month. And then you sit down with people that have been earning that high income every month. And then you've got, Bonang, this is the weird thing for me. When I was the investment advisor, you get a CEO of a company and you get a teacher or a policeman. So the teacher or the policeman or the person here, this person can retire comfortably. Obviously, they've been living their entire life with less money than that guy. But the thing here is they are used to that lifestyle. They are used to earning 30K a month or whatever it is. This guy here is used to earning, say, 300,000 to 400,000 Rand per month. But he can't retire.
Yeah.
This guy will need to basically cut his lifestyle to what this person is doing. And that was the craziest thing for me, where I was like, yo, these people have their finances in order, their pension funds, all of that. They are set for retirement. They are going to retire comfortably.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy can't retire.
But he's earning a lot of money monthly.
Yeah, they've got the cars, they've got the house, all of that. But this is something that I sat down with Kigo as well. And I'm maybe going to share something a little personal here, but me and Kigo were chatting, and we were just talking a little bit about finances and vehicles and all of that. And I'm almost 8 or 9 years older than Kigo. And I said, we were talking about cars. And I said, okay, a car is great. And look, there's nothing wrong with owning a beautiful car. But I said, if we think about it, if you think about your income, what is the first thing people usually do? Is you earn a set amount of money and you drive. I'm going to take me as an example. I had a Corsa. That thing was old already. I had like Brandewijn Vlakke. I lived in a small townhouse that cost me, I think it was 2,500 Rand a month. So all of my expenses was within that range. So now what's the first thing I do once my income increases? You want to get a new car. You want to move into a bigger place. You want to get a new iPhone. So all you're just doing every single time your income increases, you are just taking your income or your expenses, you just let your expenses grow with your income. So there's never a point where you say, okay, listen here, even though my income has increased to 20,000, I'm going to still live on this budget year, and I'm going to save that extra money. I did that for almost 6-7 years, where everyone around me, people that were working under me, they had new BMWs, they were going out, all of that, and I'm there and I look like the appy, but in the meantime, I'm the second in charge there. But then at that stage, I already had 3 properties to my name. So the car, I didn't worry about the car. The car for me was a non-negotiable. I had a bigger plan going forward. So now you get to a stage where you can say, okay, I've got my finances in order. I've got property. I've got a nice investment portfolio. I've got some cash flow in the bank. Let's say if something comes up, there's some, let's call it discretionary money that you can just like, there, it's in a money market, you can immediately get it out. Now you can say, okay, shit, let me look at getting a nice vehicle. There's some extra money. I'm all right. Maybe your accountant says, okay, Chris, listen here, your income is too high. We need to get the income a little bit lower. Let's start racking up some expenses. Get maybe a bigger car, maybe get 2 cars, whatever. But that is how you do it. Your expenses shouldn't go up with your income. There needs to be a point where, especially if you work a 9 to 5, where you drive the car you've got for X amount of years.
Yeah.
Okay, gold obviously now back up here again. Ugh.
This gold has been doing wonders to your side.
Nah, I'm done with gold. Brian's
I can
gonna do a course for me on gold. Chat USD, but yeah, I think it was a good chat today. I think it was a solid chat.
Yeah, do you see I missed a very powerful trade on NASDAQ? Jesus Christ. Check this side, Chris, on my chart. Look at this. It played out smoothly. Hey, look at that. It actually did not even bother going to the key zone, which is my resistance here. I remember I was expecting it to come this side, didn't. Then it actually made a U-turn there, PRV, sell entry, TP done. So I did not enter this trade. I missed it.
Tiger Forex. Sorry, man. I just want to Tiger Forex. Okay. You can just put in your Zimbabwe ID number. You don't have to put in your SA ID number. Okay, sorry, my brother.
Yeah. Then US30 doing well, slowly, but we still anticipate that we may dip in, tank in there. The magnet is currently working properly and smooth. NASDAQ, what a misty call there. Jesus Christ, what have I done? But it is well. One of those days you are going to see such kind of things. Then let's look at gold, smoothly running. This is the part where I spoke about Chris earlier on to say, this is why I love H1. I will sit there and relax no matter what happens. I'll be very, very comfortable.
No, gold. No, I'm done with gold. Brian must teach me what I teach him.
I'm telling you.
No, Chad, but I think... yeah, when it comes to finances, there's a lot to learn. That's why I say go read The Richest Man in Babylon if you struggle with finances. 5 key concepts in there. Very simple book to read. And yeah, ultimately, it's Brian said there as well. Is add the cars and all of that. It's Chad. I can go now and get an M3, but the other day I told Keegs, because he's like, I must go get it. And I'm like, Keego, getting that car for it to stand here in the sun outside of the office, and I do 30 kilometers a day. And and I know it's like, yeah, but it's fun and this and that over the weekend. And I'm just like, yo, man, it's for me. Yeah, no.
See, yeah. I really need some lessons when it comes to money. Money making is my skill. Managing it, I give away money like I don't know. Yeah, Chris. And I think the people that are around me are very dangerous people. They have noticed that this guy is very generous. So every day they have problems. Some they can even crash their own phones so that I can buy the new phones. This life.
No, you must tell them. Bonang, you must say you're gonna get them at the foot of the cross, and then you block them. You must.
I think that's the only way. If I don't run for my life, I'll wait for people the rest of my life like this.
So the only time I would, let's say if I do my tax, Chad, and I see, okay, I've got an issue with my bottom line. My bottom line is too high. The quickest way to get that bottom line down is a vehicle purchase, okay, in the business name. So then I'll do it. But other than that, Chad, a car's a car. It's new and it's cool for 2-3 months and it loses its novelty. I literally got my new car December, and we're sitting now 8 months into the year. It's got 4,500 Ks on the clock. What is that? That is literally, and we still went to Cape Town with it. Me, 4.5 divided by 8. That's 562. So let's make it 3.5. If we take, let's make it 2.5. If we take the Cape Town trip out, 2.5 divided by 8. 320 divided by 4. So I do on average 80 kilometers per week. So now I go buy a M3 to stand in the sun.
Yeah, like right now, it's outside waiting for you. Imagine.
All right, Chad. But Bonang, I think it was a long one, but we gave some value here today, gave some insights. Stewarding your finances well. For me personally, there's nothing I like. We took that gold trade on an example here, going back to the upside, but it's effectively ranging. It's now retesting that area. Let me just go here. It's now back above there. So we've been below, we've been back above. We retested there again. Now we've held the point of control again. So we'll see where she goes a little bit later. German 30 also just basically stuck in this range. NASDAQ, there's that zone we said you had to monitor. There's your daily flip. So if you were short from there, monitor this area, because this area is either going to bounce, okay, or this area is going to be the pause for the next move down, okay, because ultimately we can effectively trade down there. US 30 for me is a tricky one, like I said this morning, just the way that it's been trading. Bonang can smile here, but I'm going to say effectively monitor this zone here. That is the zone that you need to monitor, so don't get married to the position. If you took the shorts with Bonang, that's 143. It doesn't look like a lot, but monitor that zone. That's where you can potentially bounce again. And then the dollar, just one way down at this stage. So we'll see a little bit later. Any closing remarks, my brother?
Okay. We are on again at 3 o'clock, right? So this US 30, I'm holding it. I'm not changing my mind. I want to see the magnet, how it will work. This CV, as usual, the market has to pull. It has to pull this market down. So that's what I'm expecting and anticipating here. So let it run smoothly, no matter how many hours. Remember, this is H1. It's not M5 where you have to be impatient. This year, you really need to exercise the highest level of patience. And then jumping to NASDAQ, as you can see, this was our entry, TP, previous close. So definitely this was already a played out thing. Like I said, no trade usually actually when it's like this, especially on the data feed. When the data feed is giving me small movements like this, I don't really take it. So we'll see what to do, because one, currently this market is sideways. If you can check it very well, sideways, right? It's abandoning the high, it's abandoning the low. It's just within that parameter. So we don't know what exactly is happening within this area here, but I can anticipate that we might have a very strong upward movement during New York opening. So let's see how that will happen later on. If this price declines and come to the low, then I'll look for buys and then I stay. Remember, if this price, Chris, can come to this low here, which is 23.78 there, that will be a perfect entry for buy. The same thing that I did yesterday, entered there. Then what will I be doing? I'll be holding this, anticipating that big move to the upward. So I can say maybe at this point of time, price is still accumulating whatever it is accumulating. Once we tap in there, the next thing to flip up all the way to that buy TP. So we might have a very strong New York opening, especially on NASDAQ, as we close this week. And then gold, as of gold, that is it. Still holding. It's actually back into my first entry, but the second entries are currently in profit and they're sustaining the entire account here. So everything good, still holding, and here highest level of patience is also highly required.
Gold.
I'm also expecting that we might actually have a strong push this during 2 o'clock or
I'm filing a
in the
divorce
afternoon.
against gold.
Yeah. But nothing more from my side, Chris. I'm just waiting
Beautiful.
for 3 o'clock. See you soon. Yeah.
All right, Chad. With that being said, peace and love. It was a long session today. Thank you for the guys that stayed till the end. You guys are absolutely legends. We do appreciate all of you guys. MacBook draw is this afternoon, so make sure to get your trades in. You still have a couple of hours to enter, deposit into your account, take some trades, get your entries in. And then for the rest of you guys, peace and love. We'll see you guys 3 p.m. Bonang, thank you so much, my brother. As always, pleasure and a privilege
Salute.
joining you here. And Chad,
Thank
we'll
you.
see you in a minute. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus.
I've never been this high before. You know it freaks me out. I've never been so afraid to fall. No,
Die ure heil vir ure, soos 'n hartseer song op vinyl. Hoor jy juig en voor skares wil buig, wen eers 'n kop te final. En ons leef en ons sing, beker hy, stoel gebring, in jou hand, we are frightening. Hulle draai en probeer ons defense penetreer, in jou hand, we are frightening. I seen your hand, in your hand, Rashi. I seen your hand, in your hand, Rashi. I seen your hand, in your hand, Rashi. I seen your hand, Rashi. I seen your
No All Black was harmed in the making of this.
That's a lie.
I make it lekker for the bokke, bokke. We play rugby, not soccer, bokke. Bring the heat when we drop it, bokke. Kan net sien hoe hulle paniek wanneer ons die bal geskop het. Make it lekker for the bokke, bokke. We play rugby, not soccer, bokke. Bring the heat when we drop it, bokke. Kan net sien hoe hulle paniek wanneer ons die bal geskop het. Ons is die vinnigste, duftigste, blitste ding wat in 'n skram sal druk tot jou manne skrik of bewe. Ons is trots geborg deur MTN, julle tref nog reëlings. Ons het die vuur in die brand met 'n bier in ons hand en ons hoop ons team en hy springbok vlag. Man, oh man, when we get the ball we stab. We run circles round your manne, pass vir Kobe, dans ons weg hier vir my pimpie. Dan move I quickly. Plus jou grootste spelers die so is nie, cause they do daka, makaka. Die hele span vat kanse, ons is warm en daarom vang ons manne hier die balle. Jy skop swak bra, gaan slaap maar. Plus ek ken die manne wat hulle oplek kempies laas week ver in die kas gaan hang. Ons los die Franse, hulle vat kanse. In New Zealand is vervelig. In Australië is net so treurig. Maar 'n springbok, hy maak jou bewe, cause I make it lekker for the bokke, bokke. We play rugby, not soccer, bokke. Bring the heat when we drop it, bokke. Kan net sien hoe hulle paniek wanneer ons die bal geskop het. Make it lekker for the bokke, bokke. We play rugby, not soccer, bokke. Bring the heat when we drop it, bokke. Kan net sien hoe hulle paniek wanneer ons die bal geskop het. Ons is die hardste, groen en goud, ons maak het warm. As jy en ons wees maak paard bra. Ons kom vir alles die World Cup. Hulle weer die World Cup. Bright uit en we ready for the World Cup. Jou beste team kan maar stora. Our bloed is green en our kid a stop. Van 'n skop tot
Dis die manne se stories oor die dag se jag. Dis die net van die hout wat die vlamme lek. Dis my hart se plek. Vergeet van gister, môre is nog 'n dag. Saam sal ons huil en saam sal ons lag. Bring die boksgitaar, want 'n man moet sing. Ja, man moet sing. Manne, dis 'n voorreg om 'n harde koel te deel. Al die bloedbroers by mekaar, waar die vlamme vriendskap seël. Manne, dis 'n voorreg om hier vanaand te wees.
Onder die bosveld maar
brand die harde kolle saam.
Na 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 na, na 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 na, harde kolle brand. Manne, dis 'n voorreg. Na 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 na, na 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 na, harde kolle brand. Onder die bosdag man, brand die harde kolle saam. Dis die groen mopani, dis die ou klip. Dis al die sterre in die hemel, wat stil daar sit. Luister almal saam, na die vuur wat praat, na die vuur wat praat. Manne, dis 'n voorreg om 'n harde koel te deel. Al die bloedbroers by mekaar, waar die vlamme vriendskap seël.
Ons kom uit die noorde, ons kom uit die suid. Verenig die bil, verenig die leeu, selfs die storms van wyd.
Ons kom uit die ooste, trek saam uit die wes. Die haai langs die cheetah, gee altyd sy bes.
Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Gee nie om wie voor ons staan, soos 'n rots staan 'n nasie saam. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. En bring al jou mense, bring saam elke kind. Die man op die straat, die dokter, die raad, elkeen sal hom daar vind.
Sien jy ons helde, span saam op die veld, sal veg tot die einde, om 'n nasie te smelt.
Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Gee nie om wie voor ons staan, soos 'n rots staan 'n nasie saam. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Voor ons staan, soos 'n rots staan 'n nasie saam. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Staan soos 'n rots, staan 'n nasie saam. Ons vir jou, Suid-Afrika. Ons vir jou.